Celestial Astrology, unlocking the secrets of the celestial heavens and learning how we can weave its mythical gems and star-studded guidance so we can have the most epic life ever. Ready to take the cosmic plunge with me? Okay, beloveds, ready, set, go. Hello. Welcome, Seeker Beloveds. This is R.A. Gaines, Jaguar Woman, and the founder of Sacred Earth Guardians. And I am here to share with you the amazing energies of the celestial astrology and the times that we're in this beautiful portal and this beautiful transition period during this beautiful and powerful Sagittarius eclipse and simultaneously the Mercury retrograde in Gemini squaring Neptune. We also have Venus square Neptune and Venus and Mercury aligning this week, along with the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius this week squaring Jupiter in Pisces. It's a very powerful time that we're in indeed. Of course, with the eclipses, there's always this energy in the sense of the power that is contained within our eclipse season. With eclipses, we always have them happening on the north node and south node axis mainly. And so this axis point is really an energy that helps to support us in sense of being able to evolve collectively, especially from the vantage point of evolutionary astrology. And so with this north node in Gemini, with south node in Sagittarius, it's really us learning how to free our minds from conditionings and paradigms and old narratives that are no longer in alignment for ourselves personally as well as the collective, and really start navigating into our minds. So I think it's really interesting the timing of this Mercury going into retrograde with the Sagittarius eclipse, because it is going to be a time for us to really go into navigating these nodal points within our own selves and collectively as well. So going into the astrology, it is essential to understand that right now, more than ever, it is very, very essential for us to connect into real life. And that is the medicine that Aquarius represents. It's people coming together. This really is a time for us to come together. Now, of course, with all astrology, there can be the harmonious and supportive energies of the planets as well as the signs, but also there can also be the challenges as well. And so Aquarius, we can actually really tap into us being able to work with technology to support us instead of it taking over and contributing destructive, disempowering energies. And that way we can actually really work with the astrology of Aquarius and its energy so that we can actually come together through technology and really lean into powerful revolutionary shifts when we come together to put humanity and Gaia first. Personally, for me, my intention is to leverage technology to support seeding and sharing my larger visions, the prophecies of my elders in Gaia, to carry this torch passed down to me to serve as a light during these wild times, sharing my own revelations of how we can continue to break free from this dystopian nightmare, even false utopia solutions offered by the elite that are actually not here to serve humanity. And for me personally, offering unique lens and bold heart aligned solutions and invitations so we can weave and build sacred earth culture, as well as offer the guide map of how to walk the sacred earth path as we unearth the new mythos emerging from our collective ignite the Gaia revolution and what I am calling the Gaia reset. The greatest invitation right now is to give gratitude for our past and what we've learned, but realizing that it's time, not just for ourselves, but collectively to release the old narratives of our collective. And this is really, honing into the energy of not just the Sagittarius full moon eclipse, but also this time, this transition, because eclipses really are portals. They really are like a bridge from one part of our life to the next. And this is a very crucial, crucial time in our collective right now with everything we're going through right now. So it's even more important than ever to be really this awareness that we are really being invited to break free from these old narratives that are no longer aligning for us, so we can really move into the future and create a bright future for all. I've spent a lifetime committed to freeing myself from society and walking liberated and sovereign, embodying my true nature and walking the sacred earth path. I have spent the last year instructed by the spirits as well as my elders to personally and understand collectively how to break free from the Sisopi nightmare and how to lead the dream of Gaia. Her prophecy and guide map was preserved and kept safe for this moment in history for us to step to really going into owning and claiming this great work to restore Eden. This is a powerful time for us, being that the eclipse portals are about us stepping from one world to the next as we go through the eclipse threshold. Specifically here with Sagittarius, we are freeing ourselves from the outdated beliefs, ideologies, paradigms, and honestly, just fear-based dystopian nightmare that has been blasted upon us this past year. It's also a time for us to energetically start practicing, questioning what is true, and finding the wisdom within us rather than turn to anyone else as the guru or the one that carries the truth. It's time to shed skins of the old collective stories and honestly shed the Pisces age where truly a spell was cast over humanity and the deeper truths attempted to keep us from being in our true power. Our new story for the collective is being rewritten right now. And we are being called to step upon this threshold with courage and explore being curious and open to new horizons. Mercury is about to go retrograde, and so we need to remember that our whole inner world reality may shift during this time. It's essential for us to take a deep breath and find ways for us to ground into our body, be with nature, eat nourishing foods, and really slow down. The eclipse is supercharged. It may bring this new chapter with many revelations, new truths, and new invitations that can shake up our current worldview. What's the challenge and invitation is to see where we need to let go of old truths and stories that no longer are serving us in our own life, as well as stories we have of the collective that no longer serves us. Especially if we are a light worker, healer, leader, or in a place of service to the collective right now. The truth can set us free, but we also have to be compassionate to ourselves and others that may find all the new possible truths coming into play may feel very challenged. Sagittarius North Node is about us deprogramming and freeing ourselves from our own disempowered narratives of ourselves and our world. It's time to release our expectations and attachments to how the powerful shifts that will occur the next few weeks. The best thing for us to do is to be open to the new revolutions and the new revelations that will come through. We want to let go of what does not serve and truly align to what is coming through in divinity. We can find our own true north during this moon, North Node Gemini and South Node Sagittarius chapter of our lives. Soon we will be going through our Gemini eclipse, and so we'll be able to even navigate into this more. We can learn how to untangle from peer pressures, society norms, and pressures from group think. So this is going to be a time where that is going to be challenged within our lives. And so perhaps we can practice being compassionate, the way that we navigate how we interact with others, to not press upon or force our own ideologies upon others, and just really reflect the beauty and the medicine that we all are allowed to be able to navigate and find what is truth for ourselves, as well as be open to what others may be sharing that might not be from our vantage point, so that we can learn from one another, because in truth there are always a medicine of common grounds, and really we all truly want the same things. We want to feel safe, we want to feel loved, we want to feel healthy and happy. And so we can really find this time that we can find the common ground between ourselves and others, and realize really what it is that we truly want in our hearts, and kind of start really coming back to that, which brings us into the energies that Venus is on top of Mercury, a retrograde right now, and Venus being in this place of square with Neptune is really bringing into that. Really, how are we navigating our relationships? How are we navigating around money and what we value? And really just I really feel like this with Mercury retrograde, especially, it's really us just honing in Gemini even more about our environment, our social media environment. What are we placing into our minds? Really, how is our thought processes? And again, with it being charged with Venus themes centered around relationships, money, self-worth, and our manifestations, Mercury, its environment is the social media, our mind, our home, our local community. And so, we got to really just be aware that, those themes will be coming up really close to home, with Mercury being in Gemini and with Venus, being centered in our relationships and really being activated at this time. We will be seeing and having to face what is in alignment in our lives and not in alignment with our relationships, money, and self worth. And we have to really tune into ourselves about how we are handling the situations that come up, especially in the next couple of weeks. Will we numb out, check out, or avoid these difficult conversations within ourselves and with others, which can be very easy with Neptune and Pisces? Or will we be courageous enough to navigate these uncomfortable truths and conversations, realizing that there's medicine that can be found in it? Moving into the 12th house with Pisces rules, this is a time where there will be spiritual tests happening, whether they are about us opening up to all that is divine, the metaphysical realms, spiritual connection, higher consciousness, and moving towards a new dawning, leaning into a bright new future that awaits us. We can really allow the universe to hold us and welcome us in this time of dissolving that we are currently going through, and the beauty that when we traverse the 12th house in a way that's in alignment and with love and in the higher octaves of the 12th house, we can really hone into allowing the dissolution to actually bring us into new birth and new freedom. And so it's really a beautiful opportunity that we have here currently before us. Also, with the energies of Pisces in 12th house, it is very easy to get lost in confusion, deception, numbing out, disassociation, clinging to death, fearful, being in a schism, immersed in chaos. It's where we can lose faith and turn our back on the universe. It can be where we lose faith and hope. And the West, of course, has been conditioned to struggle and even fight death instead of realizing that death and the natural dissolution can actually bring us a freedom for a new life to emerge in the world. So we have to be very mindful that we could get lured, or we can get lost into these whirlwinds or even traps and this time. So we might be triggered and activated in these ways. And so I think it's really mindful for us to practice mindfulness and be aware if we are getting activated, and how are we handling the situation? Are we numbing out? And that doesn't have to be drugs. That can be even just social media. Just checking out on social media. Are we going to be feeding into the fear, or are we going to be feeding into love? And so we have to just be very mindful of these moments that we may be tested in this next few weeks. And so my invitation is to allow love to hold you, for you to trust in Source, God, whoever you call on, to guide you, to be open to the universe having your back. Also, in order for us to move forward in life, we need to learn to speak our truths with others, and even more so, the importance to speak the truth and be with truth within ourselves. This is a time for us to really hone into that, of what is true for us, and knowing that sometimes that journey to finding truth is slow and takes time, and you have to keep going forwards and backwards, which Mercury retrograde is that time. We're going forwards and we're going backwards, and what is the truth and what is real, and where do I align and where do I fall into my life, and and then looking into seeing what around us in our relationships and our environment and our money, what are we investing ourselves into, our time, our energy, our money, is that in alignment to what's going to be supporting us and uplifting us, or is it being destructive? Is it being harmful, or is it just just not supporting us in our lives? And so just being very aware of this. With Gemini North Node, we are invited to dive deeper into what is true and real for us during this Mercury retrograde, and being willing to release our beliefs about our reality, our personal lives, and the truth of the larger collective. We also need to be super compassionate and oriented to self-care during this potentially turbulent time for us, in this time of questioning what is real for us, and also just the fact that there's a lot of that going on collectively, where people are really trying to gather and find what is the truth for them and what is reality for us right now in this time that we're in. It's time for us to get real, where we have been swept into illusion of our own false, disempowered stories about ourselves and the collective, and then open up to exploring what new possibilities await us and new mythos can emerge for ourselves and the collective when we allow our old reality and truths to shatter. Are we willing to be open to the divine plan that is awaiting us, to start listening to and leaning into the prophecy of our indigenous elders and mystical prophets that foretelled of this epic moment in time and history? We can ignite the flame of love and weave the new mythos as we build a sacred earth culture to return to the garden and restore Eden. We are now being invited to cross the threshold right now, and I feel it's serendipitous that Mercury retrograde in Gemini is crossing over and aligning with our Sagittarius and Gemini eclipses over this couple of weeks. This makes this portal extremely powerful. I believe this is the moment we take a pause and make a decision that will impact our fate and the collective's fate of what destiny we will choose. What my truth is, personally, is that I need to more and more speak into the collective about what I have learned from my elders and what I have learned from the spirits of the land that have guided me and really shown me this journey of how we must break free from this dystopian nightmare we are being fed, and to be able to reweave the new sacred earth culture that is coming back, that is being restored, and to bring peace on earth and to support the prophecies of my elders. I see that we could have a radical shift if we walked away from the dark corruption in our world and proclaimed that it will no longer have any power over us, that we take back our power. We can choose to be brave in this time of massive fear, chaos, and division. We are at the time in history at a crucial juncture. We are the ones that must take a stand for love. If we were to pull all of our energy from the old crumbling empire energetic matrix and stop beating the machine and beast of corruption, it would lose its steam. It would lose its steam. It would lose its momentum. You know, if we started realizing we are on the same team, we could heal and realize we're in this together. If we stopped trying to tear down old systems, we would have more energy to build a brighter future. If we stopped complaining and focusing on the issues, we could find the opportunities available for us and start creating solutions. If we stopped protesting, making noise for our governments to change, we could spend time to make real change on our local grassroots level. Instead of trying to hide in these times to stay safe, we could actually be bold and inspire others to shine as well. And this would throw a cog in feeding the machine that serves to fool us into slowly giving away our power and will to the ones on top. We are the many and they are the few. The Hopi spoke. We are the ones we've been waiting for. It is said, if not you, then who will? It is said, if not now, then when? As the spirits shared with one of my elders, dress rehearsal is over. It's game time. Can we choose love over fear? Yes, my loves, we can choose love over fear. There has been so much emphasis on the collective focusing on the corruption, evils, oppression, darkness, and dystopia right now. The collective must wake up from the amnesia and spell out this dark time and break free from the dystopian nightmare that has been pushed upon all of us. And remember, there's a higher divine plan, that we are not forgotten, that there are universal energies and powerful forces in the universe that are supporting us to be able to have a beautiful future. Our ancestors are cheering us on. The universe has our back. Mother Earth patiently awaits us. Let us not forget the peoples around the world praying and in ceremony for healing of our planet. The time of the prophecy is upon our doorsteps. Fate is in our hands right now. I believe that right now, this portal is a time of declaration for us to step into our voices and be bold to speak our truths and nourish the seeds of the future we are here to create. I am filled with the fire of visions given to me and the prophecy I hold from my elders of the Inca prophecy. Let us unite and tribe, liberate humanity, and restore Eden. We got this. Share this message far and wide, my loves. Let's make 2021 the year we become trailblazers to light the way, carve the path, and lay out the new foundations for this incredible world we are building. Let's make our ancestors and children and all of the beings on this planet proud, where one day the legends will be told that we were the ones that saved humanity and initiated the golden age that they will all prosper in. With love, Aria Gaines and the Sacred Earth Guardians, unify tribe, liberate humanity, and restore Eden.